Alright. Gossip masa habis. Okay, question number 5 over here. Describe the formation of the following compound like Anas asked that day, yesterday, and I say question A, B tak payah buat. Okay? Because when you have charge, it will involve the changes in the valence electron of your element. Okay? So for this question, bukan nak ajar dari awal pun, when the question say describe the formation, remember we have discussed in the bonding, where you're starting off with before, and then we proceed to what happened during the arrow, okay, and then you proceed to your product. Remember that? And in the describe the formation, you need to explain. So I want to actually focus only on the explain. Let's say I'm using the most simplest example. Malasnya saya nak lukis. Your answer should be something like this. Okay? Where you have the beginning of your boron. Yang ni saya tak perlu cerita dah. Soalan pertama. What type of arrow? Single-headed or double-headed? Haifa?
Single-headed.
Single-headed or double-headed? Class?
Double-headed.
Double-headed.
Haifa orang pertama kena isi balik college sayang. Do it. Cast, why double-headed? Anybody?
Sharing electron.
Thank you. It's a covalent bond. They are sharing electron. Betul? Thank you, Anas. I think it's Anas. And then you have your product, something like this. Okay. And then you explain everything kat sini. You know that you are already getting 3 marks only from this part. With the correct arrow, with the correct valence electron, and blah, blah, blah. Apa yang akan berubah dengan, berbanding dengan what we have discussed is only one sentence. At the end of it, you will start off with, saya malas nak tulis. You will start off with, everybody should start off with boron having 3 valence electron, each fluorine having 7 valence electron. Betul? Boron contributed and shared the 3 valence electron with 3 fluorine atom. Blah, blah, blah. Betul? 3 covalent bond formed between boron and 3 fluorine. Right? Something like that. And at the end, kamu akan tulis, sebelum ni, we only write your boron, we write, let's say, carbon. Carbon and your oxygen achieve octet in CO2. Something like that. Betul? Both of them will be achieving octet previously because we only learned about octet previously. In here, look at your boron. Okay? The only things that change is your boron. Is your boron octet right now? No. Alright? Fatin, your boron is?
Sorry, Miss.
Boron is? What type of octet? Seriously? Izati?
Incomplete octet.
Sebab?
Sebab ada 6 electron je.
Okay, dan ayat saya tak nak panjang-panjang, susah-susah. Incomplete octet betul? Tak payah tulis panjang-panjang. 6 electron around it. That's it. Okay, reason dia terus letak dalam bracket. Habis cerita. Senang. Tak payah ayat panjang. Okay, boron will achieve incomplete octet and fluorine, 3 fluorine, and 3 fluorine, or, 3 fluorine will achieve octet, okay, in BF3. Kat hujung hari tu, kita hanya bagi tahu covalent bond form berapa and everybody achieve octet. Sebab semua achieve octet in that. But in here, somebody is not achieving octet. Betul? So the only changes that you should have in your answer, kalau ada yang buat salah, the only changes is looking at your central atom and what type of octet. Kalau dia incomplete octet, kenapa? Bagi tahu dia ada berapa elektron. Kalau dia expanded octet, bagi tahu dia ada berapa elektron. That's it. Kalau dia adalah odd number octet, bagi tahu kenapa dia odd number. In the bracket, how many electron around it. That's it. Semua benda adalah seperti yang kita belajar. You know that at the beginning, all this valence electron, your Lewis dot symbol 1 markah, or the arrow 1 markah, and product kamu satu markah and the explanation as what we always do. Okay? Looking at your paper and what you draw, boron adalah incomplete octet seperti Izzati bagi tahu. Okay, siapa yang dah lukis tu dia patut nampak lah. Your carbon in CO2, what type of octet? Nawash?
Octet.
Octet, okay. Your carbon is a normal octet, just an octet. Agree? Zul, PCl3, what type of octet?
Octet.
Just octet. Tapi Zul, octet dia ada berapa covalent bond dan berapa lone pair?
Three covalent bond.
And? 3 covalent bond with the chlorine and octet dah? Tak octet weh.
One lone pair.
1 lone pair. Your PCl3 should look something like this. Betul? Okay. And your phosphorus achieve octet. Agree? And then, yang berbeza sebenarnya adalah BF3. Yang saya nak kamu tengok, BF3 dan juga SF6. So, sulfur over here akan jadi Azri? Azri dengan Haris boleh lawan panjang rambut.
Akan jadi expanded octet.
Expanded octet. Okay. So your sulfur over here akan jadi expanded octet. Azri, how many electron around sulfur?
12.
12 electron.
Yes.
Betul? Okay. So satu je ayat yang ubah sayang. Jawapan semua sama. Satu je yang saya nak kamu ubah. Di bawah tu jangan cakap octet dah. Dapat octet tak apalah. Tak dapat octet tu kena ubah. Okay, itu sahaja. Problems? Sebab tu saya kata saya dah ajar dah sebenarnya. Cuma kita tak bincang soalan yang ada atas ni. Okay, next. Over here. Show and describe. I think I have teach you dative bond. But I'm not sure whether I teach you how to explain. Betul? Dative bond tu kita dah belajar. Tapi how to explain tu mungkin saya tak tunjuk. Saya ada ajar. Saya ajar tulis tak? Ada dah. Okay, just very quickly. Kita buat NH4+. So my NH4+ is because of my NH3 that having a lone pair and then H+. Soalan yang sama, Haifa. What type of arrow? Single-headed, double-headed. Dari mana ke mana?
Sorry madam, apa dia? Next slide.
Okay. Dative bond for ammonia react with H+. What type of arrow? Single-headed or double-headed? Or easier question, how do we form dative bond in here?
Kalau dative,
Like-
double-headed.
Kalau dative,
Double-headed.
double-headed. Dari mana ke mana?
Dari H and N.
H dengan N. Lone pair lone pair N kepada H, bukan N. Lone pair N kepada H. Agree yang lain? Jadi saya tak tahu berapa kali kita duk tunjuk dah benda ni. Betul. And of course, if you want to show the dative, you can always show the dative. If you don't show the dative, you are still correct. Just one kind reminder on whoever that are drawing, positive jangan lupa. Okay, check your answer. And I actually want to discuss about describe, tapi sebab kita dah lukis dan soalan minta indicate, then we show everything. So this bond indicate that is my dative bond. Semua yang kita dah belajar, cuma saya nak bincang ayat. ayat dia akan berbeza hanya adalah is additive. So when you say contributed and shared, we will say a pair of electron. Ataupun terus guna lone pair. Okay, starting off with nitrogen in ammonia. Tak reti NH3 tu apa? Tulis NH3, tak payah tulis ammonia, tak payah gigit. N in NH3 has a lone pair. Okay, kita mula dengan apa? Kita mula dengan H+. Dengan ammonia. H+ has no valence electron. Yang tu yang kita mula. Betul? Seperti biasa, whatever we start off with. The next, we always move to what happened next. What happened next is your lone pair from your nitrogen in the ammonia contributed and shared with the H+. Tulis exactly the same. Lone pair, okay, lone pair on, bahasa Inggeris apa ni? Lone pair on nitrogen in NH3 is contributed and shared. Guys, it's still a covalent, it's still a sharing. It's contributed and shared with H+. Nampak? So, yang berubah hanya adalah, tak ubah apa pun, lone pair. Kat siapa dalam mana. Yang tu je ubah. Some books or some notes will use 2 electrons. Okay? Ataupun a pair of electron. Sama. Saya senang. Kita selalu panggil dia lone pair. Panggil je lah lone pair. Okay, yang penting both of the electron coming from the same person. And then you proceed to this dative bond is formed between N in ammonia, N in NH3 and H+, because both bonding electron contributed by nitrogen. Habis. Okay. Nampak beza? Alright. And sama untuk the rest of the thing. Okay. Benda ni, saya tersalah susun soalan kot. Soalan ni patut duduk depan. Sebab tu kita terlepas walaupun saya dah ajar. Okay. Tapi saya ajar guna soalan saya sendiri. Sama je. Okay. In dative covalent bond, if you watch the video and if you read my notes, I think most of our structure that will come out in your exam is already in the video. I couldn't come across anything else at this moment. Tak terfikir apa-apa. This one maybe AlCl4 minus. Boleh? That come from AlCl3. Aluminium is not octet. Cl minus having 4 lone pair. Pandai-pandai lah. You can work that out, I believe. Okay. Yang ni another dative covalent bond yang saya tak pernah bincang dengan kamu. And H4 plus, H3O plus among the favorite. Al2Cl6 and I couldn't think of any right now. Okay, maybe just this lah. Okay, boleh? Question? No? Okay. If you have done it, then it should be easy. This one. Ada yang tak boleh buat? Okay, just a quick check. Saya akan bincang, jangan risau. Soalan 1, A and A2CO3. How many type of bond is present? Iman?
One bond.
One type of bond, which is?
Ionic bond.
Ionic bond. Okay. Patricia? B? Tak boleh cakap. Okay, Nurin?
Tak dapat.
Tak dapat. Anybody? Alia? B? how many type of bond that you have? No? Okay.
Dua.
Dua. Kenapa Haris? Kenapa dua? Ataupun apa dua tu? Nobody?
Ada
Ionic and
bond dengan
covalent.
covalent bond.
Ionic dengan covalent. Okay. Saya cuba cari balik, saya ada just play back our video. Saya rasa kita macam tak bincang ni. Mungkin saya terlepas, saya minta maaf. So saya nak ajar sekarang. Na2CO3, first one. Read the question by the way. The question only asks you to draw and then indicate all type of bond present. So, kerja kamu dua je. Lukis and label ikatan. Tak payah you explain, tak payah show formation. So, I started off with your Na2CO3. For this question, the first thing that I do, sodium. Kita ada sodium kat sini sayang. Sodium and also CO3. The first thing that come into your mind when you have a sodium, ladies and gentlemen, group 1 metal. Bila kita ada group 1 metal, what it means by that? Your group 1 metal sodium will always be a cation ion. Betul? And the cation ion, obviously, group 1, forever positive ion. Lagi tepat, positive 1 or 1 positive is a group 1. So, first thing that I will do, I will look at it and I know I have ionic. Agree? Soalan $1 million question for this type of question will be, Miss Wong, kamu akan selalu tanya macam mana Miss Wong tahu dia ada ionic? Sebab dia ada logam kumpulan pertama, kumpulan kedua. Kumpulan ketiga still risky. Sebab saya boleh ada AlF3 which is ionic. Alright? Tapi saya boleh ada AlCl3 which is covalent. So group 13, kita still kena tengok betul-betul. Okay? Tapi kalau group 1, group 2 metal, guys, dia mesti ionic. Dia mesti ada ionic. Dan what would be the ionic? Guys, tengok betul-betul. CO3 1 biji. Na 2 biji. Betul? Macam mana nak tahu charge bawa naik? Sodium is a 1+. That's why CO3 only 1. Bawa naik atas, CO3 akan jadi 2-. Agree? So in there, alright, the first thing, between here, you already know you have ionic. Okay? Dah ada satu dah. Tapi, sodium dah tak boleh break down. Sodium sitting alone. Okay lah, dah tak boleh nak break lagi. Tapi, carbon and oxygen is obviously between 1 carbon and 3 oxygen. Betul? Ionic or covalent? Non-metal carbon, non-metal oxygen.
Covalent.
Covalent. Dan bila kita tahu covalent dan soalan tak minta show formation and so on, perlu buat macam ni? Tak payah buat. Kita lukis terus Lewis structure for CO3 2-. Total valence electron terus. Sebab apa total valence electron terus? Soalan tak minta show formation. Betul? Soalan minta draw the structure. So you calculate the total valence electron of CO3 2- and saya rasa ramai macam tak buat lagi. So now. Buat dah? Buat dah Arif? Now. I want to know how CO3 2- look like. From the beginning till the end. I want the total valence electron, each and every one of them. And I want to know how the structure look like. Aiman, are you there? Aiman as in Aiman. Ada ke? Webcam kamu macam tak bergerak.
Ada Miss.
Good. Alright, while waiting, some of your friend is still drawing. Anybody having any tough problem with total valence electron and Lewis structure still? Okay. Soalan 4 yang saya suruh lukis tu lukis dah semua. We'll use that. So, apa-apa yang saya letak atas board nanti, sama ada lain dengan kamu, tanya. Mungkin saya yang salah buat. Saya tak ada apa, saya tak buat lagi. So, I will do it on the spot later. So, cross-check with me. Okay, and we are going to shape today. Alright. Dah. Haifa, total valence electron.
Bagaimana?
Total valence electron.
CO3 minus kan?
24. Kelas 7? Okay. And I want structure. Syuhada, how should my structure look like? Baca structure final kamu.
C central atom,
Mm-hmm.
O terminal atom,
Mm-hmm.
oksigen ada 3 lone pair.
Setiap satu ada 3 lone pair. Yang final, saya nak yang final terus.
Oksigen 2 atom oksigen 3 lone pair.
Dua atom yang single bond ada 3 lone pair. Lepas tu satu lagi.
Satu ada 2 lone pair.
Sebab apa ada 2 lone pair?
Nak jadikan dia octet.
Tak dengar.
Nak jadikan carbon
So, ikatan patut jadi apa?
double bond.
Double bond. So, ini jawapan kamu.
Ada kurungan.
Thank you. Kurungan. Setuju yang lain?
Tu
Okay. Your total valence electron, if I'm not mistaken, you should minus 6 first, starting off, and then you minus 18, and then you get to 0. The flow should be like that. Betul? Okay. So, that is your Lewis structure untuk CO3 2-. Tapi sayang, soalan nak draw the structure for Na2CO3. So, the final answer is not only this, because that is only for CO3 2-. Look at my final answer. The final answer should be 2 bracket Na plus. Remember kita belajar hari tu bila positive ion valence electron dah hilang? Cation valence electron dah hilang, remember? Okay. And then, tak habis lagi. Dia kawan dengan CO3 yang kamu lukis tadi with the correct lone pair. Kenapa with the correct lone pair? Because of the octet. N is a Lewis structure. So, semua kena ada. Okay? This is the complete answer of the drawing. Okay? This is the complete answer of the drawing. And we agree that we have 2 different type of bond. Ionic, covalent. Ionic, definitely between the positive charge and the 2-. Guys, the positive over here bukan tambah ya. The positive over here bukan tambah antara dion. The positive over here is the charge of the sodium. Okay, jangan tersalah ya. So, your ionic bond as we have learned previously, that is how we indicate. Betul? Your covalent bond, macam biasa, kita akan label semua. Alright, that is my covalent bond. Agree? Sayang, I think that is about 3 marks over here. Easy. Easily 3 marks. Tak payah explain apa. That is your answer. Do me one favor. Answer this question. Mg3 PO4 2. I think your B question. Betul? I want the complete answer all the way. Sampai indicate the bond. It's actually the same as your Na2CO3. Cuma sekarang dia akan jadi Mg and PO4. Fikir betul-betul Mg adalah charge berapa, PO4 adalah charge berapa. Saya nak jawapan pada WhatsApp nanti. So answer everything correctly. Make sure you know which one is your ionic bond, which one is your covalent bond, and for the covalent bond, how do we draw? And before anything, ladies and gentlemen, charge kena betul. Okay, charge kena betul. Oh, by the way, EPP tu jawab lah. Tak suka kat saya, time tu lah kamu bubuh. Jawab lah, perempuan sayang, saya tak pernah nak check kamu jawab apa. It's just a routine, college nak kutip data, hampa pun isilah. Okay, jawab lah. Do me that favor, please. Jangan risau sayang, saya tak akan buka dan check. Saya lupa password macam mana nak login. Saya try dari pagi tadi, saya tak boleh nak masuk. Oh, sick. So just make sure you answer so that your name takkan naik lah. Nanti nama kamu naik pula. Jawab je lah. Jawab lah apa pun. Kotlah Zul menyampah kat saya. Awak lah saya dapat misal 22%. Kan Zul? Boleh kutuk saya kau-kau kat situ. Alright. Tengah buat lagi, Nawaz tengah buat. Anas siap dah kot? Anas buat dah, good. Correct? Don't know? Okay, Azri macam tak pegang pen. Azri buat dah? Okay. Lau finish? Oh, you have done it. Okay, buat. Charge kena betul. Anas dah buat. Anas, charge Mg dengan PO4?
Mg 2 plus, PO4 3 minus.
Berapa biji Mg2 plus?
Ada 3.
PO4?
PO4 ada, tak ada 1. Oh, PO4 ada 2.
Thank you. Okay, Imanda. Alright. Kelas apa adalah kelas yang saya buat kelas pukul 8 pagi ke, saya buat kelas pukul 3 petang ke, saya buat kelas malam ke, muka apa sama je. Tetap macam tu. Alright, and I want answer from. Iza lain tak elok, so tak apa. I want answer from Balkis. What's that? I want answer from Balkis. Yep, waiting patiently. It's already week 10 this week. We have 7 more weeks and you will have your final. In the other words, you have less than 2 months before your final, excluding the holiday. Well, as in, I'm pretty sure during the holiday, I hope you will be doing something lah. Okay, I'm not sure whether you will be doing something or not. I'll give you work tonight. Don't worry, for your holiday. Well, it's a holiday, so you definitely need some work to ensure your brain is still working at the end of the day. Betul, Hafiza? Setuju? Oh, by the way, holiday will be a meaningful holiday when you actually use it selain daripada makan dan tidur dan tengok Netflix dan juga main game. Oh, you definitely can do that during my class. Alright, at least sekarang boleh bangun pukul Isnin 8 pagi tu boleh main game. Daripada nak masuk kelas memang silakan. But other than that, I think it's a very good time for you to catch up back what you have lost, what you have missed track, what you have yang tak faham, not only in chemistry, definitely, alright? Okay, I suppose how's your physics doing? How's your mathematics doing? Do you have any idea what's your biology talking about right now? Oh, Miss Wong know everything. Oh, come on, man. I was matriculating student last time and I struggle so hard. I play a lot. I wasn't a good student, definitely. Until now, I know I'm not a good lecturer. I play a lot. Wait, I play a lot pun, saya dapat 4 flat dari hujung tu. Even though I play a lot. Okay? I'm terrible, I know that. And I know exactly how you feel right now. Moving to the week 10 already, I believe at some point in your class, there will be something in any subject that you are kind of, what is that? Betul? Even in chemistry, I believe, especially yang pernah COVID, especially yang pernah MC, especially any subject yang kamu pergi vaksin, when you miss one class, you'll be like, okay, what is that right now? Betul? So make good use of that 1 week to get yourself back on track. Okay? That is the function of the break. Bukan untuk makan, tidur, tengok Squid Game, tengok Money Heist, tengok apa lagi Korean movie, whatever drama that you want on the Netflix. Alright, unsubscribe the Netflix. You're not at the age for it. Okay? Kalau semua orang final dapat A, saya bagi 1 bulan Netflix kat semua orang. Semua orang A solid. My words is recorded. Deal? Alright? So do it later. Alright, I have Mg3 and PO4. Cara nak tahu charge, obviously, moving up back the number. So 3 naik atas, 2 naik atas, that's why Mg become 2 plus, PO4 become 3 minus. But if you look at the way that I write, I added in something extra. Tulis Mg berapa bilangan, PO4 berapa bilangan. So that when you write the final answer, kamu tak payah lupa benda ni. Kamu tak payah lupa benda ni. Okay? So that is the first thing. Break it down. After you break it down, kenapa saya insist on the charge must be correct? Bayangkan kalau charge kamu dah salah dari awal. Your total valence electron akan salah. Betul? And you are done. Right? So the first step that you do must get the charge right before anything. Guys, get it right so that your total valence electron is correct. And the Lewis structure that your friend obtained of the PO4, 3 minus, looks something like this. I love it. Okay? So, bila kamu tulis, your Mg adalah 3 Mg bracket 2 plus, 2 PO4, 3 minus. Bukan jawapan akhir lagi sayang, sebab jawapan satu lagi dia minta indicate and label the bond. So, label it, that is my ionic. Lupa, betul? Okay, that is my ionic, that is my covalent. Okay, that is my covalent bond. That is my covalent bond. Question? Senang? Guys, 3 markah. Kimia boleh dapat A? I mean, apa yang hampa buat? Selain kira nombor sampai 32, tolak-tolak, letak titik, letak garis. Easy. Okay? One last question before we move into the main thing of today. And one of the most favorite question. Yang ni kalau boleh dapat betul, I'm happy. NH4Cl. Now, NH4Cl. Sama, saya nak jawapan di WhatsApp nanti. Oh, sorry. Anas, quick question. How many type of bond? Jari je. Anas, check your answer. Finish? No? Islam? How many type of bond? Just finger. Check your answer now. Fazinis, yeah? How many type of bond? Yes. Bila yes je semua nak pandang. Betul tak nampak apa dah. Too bad. Safan, how many type of bond? Yes. Apa lagi yang nampak dah siap? Anis, Anisha Hira? Siap dah? No. Continue. Novesh, done? How many type of bond? Fingers? Okay. Your finger is behind the banana, but it's fine. Alright, Fazini macam biasa dengan background dia yang ada manusia macam hantu kat belakang. But it's fine. Leave it. Alright, leave it. Boyfriend, maybe, I don't know who is it. Whatever is it. Alright, your dream guy. Check your answer, Lau. Check your answer, Anas. That's not the final answer. Aiman siap dah? Aiman Sa'ad? Siap. How many type of bond? I want answer from you now. Haris dah? How many type of bond? 2. Siapa yang dapat 2 tu semua cek jawapan. 3. We have 3 type of bond. We have 3 type of bond. Siapa yang dapat 2 tu, tengok balik. One of the favorite question, because it's one of the structure that will have all 3 type of bond. Haris nampak dah? Good. Azri nampak? Good. Still waiting for Aiman. Aiman dah tengok gambar? Okay. Thank you. One of the very, very favorite questions. Semua tak label. Kenapa tak nak label? Saya kena label kan? Ayyo. Okay. Siapa yang dah lukis, take a quick look. Orang yang saya paling kagum adalah orang macam ni. Sayang, total valence electron kenapa kira macam tu? Saya faham, tapi at the end of the day kamu kena faham lah. Anyway. NH4Cl, kenapa saya jadikan dia one of the favorite question? Because if you look at it, it's one of the question that we don't have metal. Betul. Yang tadi dia ada logam. Group 1, group 2. So yang tu kamu nampak jelas siapa positif, siapa negatif. And why this one will become one of the favorite? 2 reason. The first reason, sebab dia tak ada logam. Dia tak ada logam tetapi dia ada ionic. Because we have NH4 plus and Cl minus. When you break it out, you have your NH4 positive and your Cl minus. And both of them having 1. Okay? Agree? Perfect. So when you have a cation and ion, we definitely know we are having a ionic. Next thing, over here, we still can break. I told you that just now we will try to break as much as possible. NH3, H plus. And when I say break as much as possible, break until where? Break until we are getting the element. Nampak? So, according to Aiman punya jawapan, your total valence electron, Aiman ada tolak charge walaupun dia tak tulis charge. Aiman, if you watch my video and if you read my notes and if you are with us for the past 2 weeks, saya kira total valence electron jauh lagi banyak berbanding kamu. Saya boleh kira benda ni lagi cepat berbanding kamu, tetapi every single time in your class, I'm still writing very clearly where is all that come from, what is the minus, what is the thing, whatever that we have. Agree? Have I ever skipped anything? Geram punya pasal. 9. Sorry, 8. Marah punya pasal jadi salah. Did I skip anything? Who do you think you are to do it the other way around? Okay. I don't like it. So, 8. Sebab itulah your friend Aiman dapat 8, 9 tolak 1, 1 tu sebenarnya charge. So, dia dapat 8 kat situ, 8 dia tolak lagi. So, this is the total valence electron Aiman buat terus untuk NH4+. Tak salah. Kalau kamu cukup pandai, kamu boleh buat terus untuk NH4+, kamu dapat macam tu. Correct. No wrong. But you should know in NH4+, one of it is your dative covalent. Remember? And if you have problem to identify that, then I think this should go a safer way. Kamu akan break sehingga ammonia dan H+. So you will draw for the ammonia. When you draw for the ammonia, your nitrogen over here is 5. Your hydrogen over here is 1 times 3. So you have 8. So you will have this. Lone pair. Remember lone pair? Nampak? Then only you go for the H+. Tak payah lukis arrow. Kamu tak nak lukis arrow. Tak apa. Sebab soalan tak minta pun. But from here, you will then clearly see one of it adalah dative covalent bond. Is that clear? Okay. So, in here itself, dalam structure ni itself, one of the bond is your dative bond. Label. Another 3 is your covalent. Alright? Another 3 is your covalent. Dalam ni sahaja kita dah ada 2. Betul? Okay. Next. Jawapan Aiman. My dative bond. My covalent bond. Okay. Settle lah. So my ionic bond, I guess everybody happy with the ionic. You have your positive, you have your minus, you have your ionic. Betul? Yang tu saya rasa semua dapat lah. Okay. Yang ni bukan masalah. Masalah dia adalah dative bond. But this answer losing 1 mark. Why?
CL tak letak.
CL is not octet.
CL is not octet. I think we learned this in the first hour we start into topic 4. Alright? I think the first few slides, first 1-2 slide, we learn about cation. Kalau Na jadi cation sebab Na, 1 dot, remove that dot to become Na+. Remember? And then I show you what happened. The oxygen that having 6 valence electron become the oxygen 2 minus because we accepted 2 electron. Remember? It's a Lewis structure. Valence electron is the key thing to everything. Boleh, Aiman? So everybody check your answer. Make sure your answer having NH4+, Cl minus with the Cl having all the lone pair. We have 3 type of bond. Dative bond is one of the covalent, any one of the 4. Another 3 akan jadi covalent. Okay? One more is definitely your ionic bond. And this is one of the favorite. Big favorite. Okay, make sure you can do this. Question? No? Ada masalah? Ada? Then we will go to this. Okay, but before we going to that, just very quickly nak tunjuk model sikit. Any problem with resonance and everything? Plausible and resonance? Ada masalah? Okay. Easy, eh? All right. Okay. This one. All right. Teori baca sendiri. All right. We want to go for the shape. Okay. We want to go for the shape. Can we? All right. Before we go for the model, I want you to look at the shape first. First one. We have 5 basic shapes. And the first 5 basic shape is your linear, is your trigonal planar, tetrahedral, trigonal bipyramidal, octahedral. Okay? And they look something like this. Linear. All right? Your linear looks something like this. Exactly linear. That is your terminal. All right? That is your terminal, your central atom. So the bond angle is definitely between the bond to the bond. So the bond angle over here, 180 degree. Agree? So kita wujud 180 degree. That is for the linear. Done. Next, trigonal planar. Okay? Trigonal planar. Tunjuk yang ni dulu. Can you see the shape of the trigonal? Okay? So your trigonal planar adalah segi tiga sama. Segi tiga sama. Where you have the bond 360 divided by 3. That's why the bond angle is 120. See that? And why? Trigonal, nampak dah lah trigonal. Why do we call that as a planar? Because if I put it on a plane, any plane, it will be flat. Sama rata dengan sata tersebut. Nampak? Alright, it's actually flat on the plane. Alright? So that's why we call it trigonal planar. And bila dia trigonal planar and bila angle dia sama guys, bermakna Miss Wong pusing macam mana pun, bentuk dia akan sama. Betul? Like this, like this, like this, it will be the same. And this thing represent the bond angle is the same. So the next one, you have your, oh by the way, nak ajar lukis, 3D. You will never draw 3D in your exam. So linear, just like that. Trigonal planar, just like that. Okay, ajar lukis siap-siap sebab kamu takkan lukis 3D like this in the exam. Okay, that is your 2D drawing. Next, tetrahedral. Okay, tetrahedral, first and foremost, ada 4 terminal atom. Okay, I hope you can see the terminal atom. I should wear a white shirt or whatever shirt. Okay, all right. I don't know whether you can see it or not. First and foremost, you have first one. Second, third, fourth. Nampak? So dia kena ada 4 terminal atom. That is your tetrahedral. And one important thing when you draw, they are not on the plane. Saya letak, ni sata saya, permukaan kita. Saya letak di atas permukaan. Nampak tak macam kaki ayam? Nampak tak macam kaki ayam? Serius lah, kaki ayam lah benda paling senang nak tengok kan? Dia, soalan pertama, dia duduk flat tak atas sata? It's not sitting flat on the plane. That is how you draw your tetrahedral. Okay? And this thing, when I twist, the shape is the same. When I twist, the shape is the same. What is meant by when I twist and the shape is the same means that the bond angle between each and every one of them are identical. setiap satu ikatan yang saya ada, this one to this is 109.5 degree. This one ke depan, this one ke depan, 109.5. This one, 109.5. Setiap satu yang duduk kat kiri kanan. Alright, 109.5. Over here pun sama, 109.5. That's why when you twist, the shape will still look the same. Okay, that is the reason why your tetrahedral is 109.5 and how do we draw it in the 2D? Okay, your 2D shall look something like this, satu, and then kaki ayam. First question, boleh tak Miss Wong lukis tetrahedral like this? Can I have this right below? Do I have anything right below? Is that right below? It's not right below, betul? Okay, bila dia bukan right below, benda ni tak wujud lah. Sebab tu bila saya lukis, dia akan jadi kangkang kaki 3. Nampak? Okay. Alright. Makes sense. Normally it's this big because I'm supposed to teach in the lecture hall that having 120 of you or 250 of you. That's why it's huge. Alright, but when in camera I need to go so back. That is the reason why it's like, and benda ni tajam tau, sangat tajam. I feel like killing myself. Okay, boleh. Done. Ada yang tak faham, kita akan tengok balik nanti by using structure. Alright, hang on. Okay, don't fall. Okay, yang ni saya nak cucuk depan kamu. 4. Trigonal bipyramidal. When we are looking for the trigonal bipyramidal right now. Okay, trigonal bipyramidal. When it's a trigonal bipyramidal, first thing, dia kena ada atas bawah 180 degree. Okay, tak semestinya atas bawah, dia boleh kiri kanan, tapi dia kena ada 180 degree. Okay, bermakna kalau Miss Wong lukis a 2D, I will then started off with my central, satu atas, satu bawah. Setuju? And how do I say it's a trigonal? Bermakna kita kena ada segitiga. And this segitiga adalah segitiga sama tadi. Means, dia akan duduk di tengah-tengah the 180. Can you see the 90 degree? Alright, the 90 degree duduk tengah-tengah 90 degree tu, kita letak satu segitiga. I'll be killing myself very soon. Okay, and I'll show you the segitiga now. See that? So kalau saya buang set yang merah ni, that is your trigonal. And ladies and gentlemen, it's actually a trigonal planar. Okay? So soalan pertama sebelum kita move on. Trigonal planar adalah benda yang kita dah jumpa tadi. In this trigonal planar, what is the bond angle? Anybody?
120.
120. Betul? Segitiga sama kan? And bila kita tambah, kenapa dalam trigonal bipyramidal, kenapa nama dia bipyramidal? Saya tak nak kamu hafal membabi buta just like that. Looking at it, it's a trigonal. Semua setuju, semua dah nampak segitiga tu trigonal, betul? Okay, dan bila saya pegang sengit sikit, kamu pun nampak segitiga tu. Guys, kenapa bipyramidal? Kalau Miss Wong tutup this area, kalau kita tutup, alright, Miss Wong tutup like this. Okay, tutup. And tutup, nampak tak it form a pyramid? Betul? It form a pyramid. Kita tutup atas ni, kita tutup sini, kita tutup sini, dia akan jadi satu piramid segitiga. Betul? And bila maksud bipyramidal, atas boleh jadi piramid, bawah pun boleh jadi piramid. Sebab tu nama dia jadi trigonal bipyramidal. Nampak? Okay. And looking at your trigonal bipyramidal, how should I draw it in 2D? Yang ni yang straight. Yang segitiga, lukis je lah segitiganya. And where is the bond angle of 90 degree and the bond angle of 120 degree? See that? 90 degree, 120 degree. That is the reason. Dan sayang, bila kita ada dua bond angle, bermakna bila Miss Wong pusing, shape dia berubah. Kita dah tak nampak piramid tu. Nampak tak? Alright, bila saya pusing, shape tu akan berubah. Alright, dia akan berubah. Alright, yang ni saya dah pusing balik, so dia jadi sama balik lah. Okay, makes sense? So, bila kamu ada dua bond angle, and why I put two color on here, because I want you to see, between green color is your 120. Because your 120 is your segitiga. Between the green color and the red color is your 90. Sebab dia duduk tengah-tengah dia. Nampak? Lovely. Okay. Next. Tak cukup pula color. Guna balik yang sama. Okay. Next. Next, kita ada octahedral. Okay, saya lukis dulu 2D dia. Dan kamu teka how should it look like in the 3D. For the octahedral 2D is something like this. Tengah, central, atas, central, bawah. Okay. And then, segi empat. So, kalau tadi tengah duduk segitiga, sekarang tengah akan duduk segi empat. Dia dengan tengah saya. Okay. Dan saya letak, saya nak dapat segi empat tepat. So, saya letak dia nicely just here. So, kita nampak 90 degree-nya. First and foremost, nampak 90 degree? Next is an entire square. In the other words, I will have another square over here. Alright. I will have another one over here. Saya pusing dulu. And you see the square. Okay. Nampak tak segi empatnya? Over here, that is your square. Nampak? And the square with atas bawah, bond angle 90. Quite obvious. Bond angle 90. Betul? Everybody, atas dengan bawah, bawah dengan atas, semua 90. Betul? And guys, segi empat tepat. Segi empat tepat. 360 divided by 4, 90. That's why the bond angle, everything is 90 degree over here. Question so far? Okay. The next question will be definitely, how do we determine your Lewis structure punya shape? Okay, the next question is, saya dah lukis Lewis structure, saya dah tahu shape dia apa. Then the next question will be, how do I know the shape of that Lewis structure? Senang. We have one thing called electron domain. And bear that in mind, to determine the shape, we only calculate the electron domain of the central atom. Formula yang betul adalah bonding electron tambah lone pair. Saya nak kamu senang. Electron domain, bonding electron means sigma bond tambah lone pair. Okay? So, bila kamu kira electron domain, you will know the basic shape. Why? Look at this number. Look at this number. When the electron domain calculated, if the electron domain that you calculated, electron domain dapat 2. Bermakna dia adalah linear. Kalau electron domain yang kamu kira 3, bermakna dia trigonal planar dan tak perlu hafal. Remember your linear look like this? Central atom 1, terminal atom 2. So 2 linear. Trigonal planar. Trigonal planar is this one. terminal atom 3. Trigonal planar bila dia 3. Nampak? So, I wouldn't say kamu kena hafal. Bila dia 4, sebab tetrahedral boleh ada 4 terminal atom. So, bila electron domain 4, dia tetrahedral. Sama, follow up. When your electron domain is 5 calculated, that will be your trigonal bipyramidal. Sebab kamu ada 5 terminal atom. Octahedral, kenapa nama dia octa? Octa is 6. Betul? Octa is 6. Sebab kamu ada 6 terminal atom. Nampak? Question? Problems? Tak ada? Okay. Can we move to question straight away? Okay. Don't worry. I will still use all my, what do we call that? My model will be around here. And starting from now, I want the question. The question number 4 that I asked you to draw. And we will start off with A. I will jump randomly as always. But I think I will start off with A. B apa benda entah. BCl3. Lucas Lewis structure. Your Lewis structure that you draw shall be something like this. Betul? Okay. So, I want to continue from the Lewis structure that you have. Boleh buat terus atas kertas yang saya suruh buat because that will be your final notes. Boleh buat atas tu terus. Kalau tak nak buat, boleh tulis dengan pensel, nanti tulis balik, do whatever you want. So, first thing, before you calculate the shape, you need to calculate electron domain. Tengok betul-betul cara nak kira. Electron domain, kita akan fokus pada central atom. Okay? At the beginning, I'll teach you very slowly. Electron domain at the central atom, tengok sigma. Sebab formula adalah sigma tambah lone pair. Sigma ada 1, 2, 3. So, sigma ada 3. Any lone pair on boron? Tak ada. 0. So, dapat 3. Tengok balik jadual kamu tadi. 3 bermakna trigonal planar. So, you then can go on. Bila electron domain adalah 3, basic shape label, right then? Basic shape would be trigonal planar. Okay? Agree? Happy? Am I going too fast or what? Sayang, dia satu je. If you got the correct Lewis structure, all this is easy. Okay? Just get the Lewis structure right. So, bila basic shape trigonal planar, then we move on. Starting from tonight, starting from now and tonight, kita dah belajar shape. Semua Lewis structure must be in the correct shape. So, if the Lewis structure that you draw, I purposely drew it just now in the wrong shape. And right now, you know that it's a trigonal planar, knowing that trigonal planar looks something like this. So the first thing that you do when you get to know the trigonal planar already, redraw your Lewis structure. Yang ni tak payah potong. Yang ni tak payah potong. Leave it. Tapi lukis balik satu lagi. B, Cl, Cl, Cl. Can you see the trigonal? Okay. And tak payah guna protector, tak payah guna projector untuk jadikan dia bond 120, sayang, tak payah. Mata kasar saya nampak segi 3 sama, then I'm happy. Okay? Mata kasar saya nampak segi 3 sama, then I'm happy. So, tak payah cancel, jangan pergi potong Lewis structure yang kamu lukis awal tadi. Sebab yang tu betul, cuma dalam shape yang salah. Lukis balik sahaja. Nampak? Boleh sambung? Okay. Kalau boleh sambung, we move on to bond angle. From that, we can know the bond angle. The bond angle between the bond definitely adalah berapa? Class, anybody?
120.
120.
120. We know that the bond angle is 120 daripada apa yang kita belajar tadi. Label. And guys, extra 3 marks on top of the Lewis structure. Tapi everything started with one thing. Lewis structure betul. Okay? Boleh? Question? Easy? Alright. Next, kita masuk kepada B kamu. In your B, I have a CO2. So my CO2 Lewis structure shall look something like this. Kalau saya salah ataupun saya punya lain dengan kamu, then you let me know. Saya memang lukis 100% ikut apa yang saya ingat je. So kalau saya mungkin tersilap bagi tahu kalau lain. I have my CO2 like this, correct? Calculate me the electron domain of central atom, please. Always start with your Lewis structure, moving to electron domain. Okay? Sigma plus lone pair. Dah? Patricia? Safan? Wait, Safan? 2 or 4? You say 4 just now. 2 or 4? 4. Hanya ingat kahwin je. Class 2 or 4? Anybody want to help? 2. Thank you for all the fingers. Kenapa 2? Remember we learned about single bond and double bond? Sigma bond and pi bond? Kenapa saya ajar? And I only want sigma bond. So 2 plus 0. Sebab atas carbon tak ada lone pair. Sayang, bear that in mind, electron domain sentiasa untuk central atom. Tak payah tengok orang lain. So you have 2 over here. Remember your table? Kalau 2, what is the basic shape? Nabil?
Linear.
Linear. And boleh conteng tau. Dalam exam kadang-kadang kita lupa linear tu macam mana. Conteng je lah. Linear kalau tak ingat tak tahulah. Betul? Conteng je. Tak ada masalah. Macam mana Miss Wong conteng Trigonal Planar tadi? Conteng je. Okay? Conteng je. Tak ada siapa salahkan kamu. And this is the example where your Lewis structure is already correct. Lewis structure kamu dah memang duduk dalam bentuk linear. Perlu tak lukis balik lagi? Tak payah. Tapi satu je. Kalau Lewis structure kamu tak duduk dalam bentuk yang betul, then kamu wajib lukis balik. Because the shape of the Trigonal Planar dapat 1 markah. The shape, the correct drawing of the shape dapat markah. Okay? So, if it's already in the correct linear, then tak payah lukis balik. Dapat markah. Bermakna structure ni, on top of structure ni, kamu dapat 2 markah. Lewis structure 1 markah, the shape 1 markah. And yet, you cannot get A for your chemistry. Cheese betul. Right? Okay? So, that is your basic shape. And of course, from there, we are moving to the bond angle. And the bond angle is 180 degree. Obvious. Setuju setakat ni? Nampak dah senang dia? Alright? Semua benda akan senang, sayang, dengan satu syarat. Lewis structure betul. Sebab kalau Lewis structure betul, electron domain, kalau Lewis structure salah, electron domain akan salah. Electron domain salah, basic shape akan salah, bond angle akan salah, semua benda bye-bye dah belakang tu. Tak payah cakap dah. Okay, make sense? And then you have your C. You have your CH3+. Ramai sangat yang message tanya, Miss Wong, kenapa carbon kat sini tak jadi octet? Do me 1 little favor. Calculate the formal charge for each and every one. We talked about formal charge yesterday. Izzati, formal charge untuk hydrogen?
Positive 1.
Formal charge untuk hydrogen. Valence electron minus number of electron in lone pair minus number of bond.
What, negative 1?
Ngantuk dah kot. Anybody?
0.
Oh, thank God.
Zero.
Ada lagi yang tak mengantuk. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. And the positive one drop on carbon. Betul? Kenapa carbon tak octet? Alright? Kenapa carbon tak octet? Carbon yang pegang 4 valence electron, Sekarang carbon tu jadi positif dengan pegang 3 valence elektron sebab dia kena buang 1. Sebab tu, bila carbon jadi positif, dia takkan jadi octet. Faham? Okay. So, that is my Lewis structure. Okay. Simple. I want electron domain. Izzati, electron domain?
3.
3. Berapa tambah berapa?
3 tambah kosong.
3 tambah kosong, so dapat 3. Betul? Zone 3 means basic shape. Dua, tiga, empat, lima, enam. You have 5 only to memorize at this moment. Come on, Joel. Seriously, 3? Let me show you the slide.
Trigonal planar.
Trigonal planar, thank God. Okay? Your basic shape is your trigonal planar. Penat dah kot, kesian kamu. Sorry guys. Trigonal planar, contoh je. Trigonal planar look something like this. Untuk siapa yang tak lukis dalam bentuk yang sama. Alright, because I know the answer already. So I draw it very nicely already. Let me redraw that. Katakan kamu tak lukis dalam bentuk yang betul. Kamu lukis something like this. So it's not in a trigonal planar shape. Betul? Tak payah potong, tak payah padam. Jangan potong apa-apa. Just simply next to it, below it, you have a whole piece of paper, the whole page of it, which is still empty at this moment. Kita akan lukis balik dalam bentuk trigonal planar exactly what you have. Nampak? And the bond angle, Zul?
120.
120. Setuju? Naik cuti, after 1 week, soalan pertama masuk quiz. You wrong until the bond angle, you're dead man. Alright, you're a dead man. I want to move to PCl5. Alright, I want to move to PCl5. Let's say your drawing is very ugly as always. So you have an ugly drawing like this. Let's say. Okay. You just simply draw and you got it not nice. Your PCl5 shall look something like this with phosphorus holding 5 chlorine with single bond semua. Betul? Okay. Alright, Aiman. Aiman as in Aiman. Electron domain saya? Aiman?
5.
Berapa tambah berapa?
5 plus 0.
So you have 5. Sama Aiman? Basic shape?
Basic shape Trigonal pyramidal.
Trigonal pyramidal? No. Dua piramid weh.
Trigonal Bipyramidal.
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 Okay, trigonal bipyramidal, guys. Jangan ada spelling error. And obviously, your Lewis structure right now is not in the trigonal bipyramidal shape. Your trigonal bipyramidal shape should look something like this. 1, 2, segitiga. Betul? Ataupun, is this still my trigonal bipyramidal? Watch. Yes, no? Both are correct. Even if you want more, okay, you can have something like this. Still adalah trigonal bipyramidal. Betul? So any one of this that you're happy with, use it. Okay, janji saya nampak 180. 3 lagi saya nampak adalah 120. Okay, so you redraw everything. You basically just redraw everything that you have in the correct geometry. Bahasa lain, salin balik je. Alright, bahasa lain, salin balik. Yang lama tu jangan potong, biarkan dia. And then you go to your Trigonal Bipyramidal. And Anis Izzati, what is the bond angle?
90 degree and 120.
Both. Bond angle kena tulis dua-dua. The bond angle of Trigonal Bipyramidal, 90 degree and 120 degree. Happy so far? Boleh? Okay. Question? Alright. Next, we want to go for something that having lone pair. Alright, we want to go for something that having lone pair. Yang ni saya nak kamu buat. Hari Sabtu sekarang kita ganti kelas, betul? Okay, minggu lepas 2 jam tu saya tak buat dan macam biasa bila saya tak buat, saya perasan ramai gila cikgu sebenarnya buat kelas. Pengajar betul. So, saya nak minta satu benda. Hari Sabtu ni adalah ganti kelas hari Selasa. Kelas kita ada sejam. Saya nak buat sejam je. Okay ke? And disebabkan dia sepatutnya non-face to face, so saya tak boleh paksa kehadiran lah. Tapi kita akan sambung belajar benda ni dan saya nak ajar something benda baru that called polarity. Okay, so saya nak buat sejam je and masa ikut kamu, tak semestinya 3-4. Anytime that you're happy with, let me know on that Saturday. Alright, subuh pukul 2 pun tak apa. Okay, next thing that we want to go for in these 10 minutes, we are not going to do any question, but because you are going to tell me what the geometry will be. What happened when we have lone pair? If you look at my question, my example just now, all the question that I pick or I choose having no lone pair. Semua yang saya pilih bila tambah lone pair adalah kosong. Perasan tak? Semua yang saya pilih adalah tambah lone pair kosong. Tambah lone pair kosong. Dengan kata lain, diorang tak ada lone pair. And bila diorang tak ada lone pair, senang lah. Basic shape. Agree? Bond angle pun straightforward je lah. So what happen when you have lone pair? Yang ni, tengok, dengar. Okay. Ada soalan tanya. Linear takkan terlibat. Linear untuk yang ni, dia akan electron domain dia mesti adalah sigma plus lone pair. For this case, 2 tambah kosong. For this linear. Okay, so nothing big deal for this linear. Takkan jadi apa. But what happened when you have a trigonal planar? Trigonal planar bond angle 120. Okay, bond angle saya duduk jauh sangat, so saya nak tulis dekat sikit. The bond angle 120 is when the electron domain sigma plus lone pair equals to 3 plus 0 equals to 3. Jadi 120. But what happened when I have my electron domain is a sigma plus lone pair, but 2 plus 1. The basic shape, okay, according to the electron domain, 3, so basic shape masih adalah trigonal planar. But ladies and gentlemen, trigonal planar should look something like this with 3 bonds. Trigonal planar kita. Dia panggil trigonal planar dengan syarat dia ada 3 ikatan. Betul? Tapi sekarang, pakcik ni hanya pegang 2 sigma. Dengan kata lain, I only have 2 bonds. Agree? And then I have a sigma. What should I put as a sigma? We have nothing to put as a sigma, guys. Tak boleh, nanti dia rosak. What do I have as a sigma? Anything that I have in front of me. 1 second. Masuk. Sigma. Okay? I mean, at least you can see it's a sigma, right? Don't laugh. It's a sigma. Okay. You have a sigma, you have a lone pair. Okay? So the bond was a bond just now until we don't have the bond, we only have 2 sigma and then a lone pair. Agree? Do we still call this as a trigonal planar? No, obviously not. Betul. Quite obvious that it's not. So, the basic shape is trigonal planar sebab dia akan bergantung pada dia. But the molecular geometry, new thing. The molecular geometry will change. The molecular geometry will be band or V-shape. I think it's quite obvious. It's a V-shape. Betul? Tak payah hafal pun. Alright, it's a V-shape. Kenapa jadi V-shape? Sebab saya buang satu ikatan, saya ganti dengan lone pair kita. Sebab tu dia jadi V-shape. And V-shape will cause the bond angle over here. This bond angle will be less than 120. Kenapa less than 120? Okay. Why is that less than 120? Very, very simple. Because lone pair over here having a stronger repulsion. Dia akan menyebabkan ikatan tu tolak antara satu sama lain. Yang ni adalah elektron yang tak buat apa. Ikatan adalah elektron, ikatan adalah elektron. Betul? Elektron, elektron, elektron. Elektron yang kuat gila duduk atas. Dia akan tolak dia. Saya takut patah, so saya tak tolak sangatlah sayang. Kita akan tolak dia dan bond angle dia yang tadi 120 akan jadi kurang daripada 120. Okay? Dan kurang banyak mana? Tak payah tahu. Tulis je less than 120. Habis cerita. Nampak? Everything is in your notes. It's just I want to explain it. Okay? Happy with that? So, things will change when you have a lone pair. And this is the favorite question. Kalau electron domain kamu is a 4 over here. Electron domain is a sigma plus lone pair. Sebab tu saya keep on tanya berapa tambah berapa. Bila 4 tambah kosong, you got 4. The basic shape, sayang saya malas nak tulis. The basic shape akan jadi tetrahedral. Bond angle 109.5. But what happened when your electron domain, oh, wrong. Wrong means wrong. Okay. But what happened when your electron domain sigma plus lone pair is a 3 plus 1? You still got 4. Your basic shape will still be tetrahedral. But your tetrahedral right now, that having 4 bond, one of the bond, any one to be honest. Kenapa any one? Because the bond angle is the same. So any one of the bond over here will be removed because I don't have that bond and replaced by our little cute lone pair. Agree? Betul. So soalan ni soalan satu je. Will the bond angle still be 109.5? Same story. Pakcik ni elektron, lone pair kita elektron yang tak buat kerja, duduk kat sana elektron sepasang ni. Pakcik ni elektron yang buat kerja duduk atas ikatan, ada elektron, ikatan kan? So what happened? Repulsion. Electron negative charge, electron negative charge. Dia akan tolak. So bila dia tolak, the bond angle over here definitely less than 109.5. Less than 109.5. Okay, agree? And then, next thing, what would be the geometry? What would be the shape? The question would be, what would be the shape? Soalan pertama, adakah dia trigonal planar? Syarat trigonal planar dia kena duduk atas sata flat. Soalan miswak, dia duduk tak atas sata flat? Dia tak duduk atas sata tau, nampak kaki ayam dia? So this thing, kita akan panggil trigonal pyramidal. Nampak tak? Segitiga dan dia jadi macam piramid. Alright, nampak tak dia segitiga dan dia jadi macam piramid? Kan? Sebab tu nama dia jadi Trigonal Pyramidal. Okay, nama dia jadi Trigonal Pyramidal. Everything is in your notes. Okay, and I have explained all this in the video as well if you have watched. Okay, and this happened because the lone pair satu. And kita boleh ada lagi. What happened if the electron domain jadi sigma plus lone pair but it's a 2 plus 2? You tell me. As my tetrahedral. Okay. But I only have 2 bond. 2 sigma. 2 lagi tu lone pair. So 1 berambus, kedua berambus. Betul? Dan saya ganti 1 dengan lone pair, 1 lagi also dengan lone pair. Nampak lone pairnya? Okay. So when you have that 2 lone pair, guys, okay, that is your lone pair. Look at the shape that I have. Look at the shape that I have. Is that a linear? Is that a linear? No, it's obviously not a linear. Betul. I hope you can see the 2 lone pair. 2 kertas pink tu adalah lone pair. So that shape, the basic shape takkan ubah. The basic shape tetap adalah tetrahedral. Kenapa basic shape tetap tetrahedral? Sebab elektron domain 4. Okay? Bila dia tetrahedral, dalam exam, model tak ada. Model Miss Wong je ada. Kamu mana ada model tu? Contoh macam mana? 1 ganti dengan lone pair, 2 ganti dengan lone pair. Tinggal apa? Your geometry akan tinggal a V shape. Nampak? Nampak V shape-nya? See that? Okay. And when you have your V shape over here, guys, your bond angle, again, will be less than 109.5. Agree? I have a question. Your trigonal bipyramidal is because one of the bond replaced by lone pair. Tapi bila saya kata less than the bond angle, less than 109.5, less than 109.5. $1 million question. Trigonal pyramidal dengan V shape. Bond angle siapa lebih kecil?
V shape.
Kenapa V shape? Kenapa V shape?
Ada elektron yang banyak, lone pair yang banyak.
Sebab lone pair banyak. Kalau tadi lone pair 1 je. Betul? Lone pair 1, seorang je pacik yang akan duk tolak gila-gila. Dia je. Lone pair tu tolak gila-gila. So dia kecil lah, kecil sikit. Betul? Tapi yang ni, sekarang bukan setakat 1 sayang. Saya ada 2 lone pair. Bila saya ada 2 lone pair, 2 lone pair ni akan tolak dia. Lagi kuat. Betul? So bila tolak lagi kuat sayang, bond angle jadi lagi kecil. And this one is 109.5. This one is actually approximately 107. This one is approximately, this one is approximately 104.5 kalau tak silap saya. Yes. Sebab kamu tak perlu tahu. Kamu tak perlu tahu. Tapi yang kat sini saya kena ajar, saya terpaksa ajar one reason only. Bila kita ada dua-dua less than 109.5, you need to know which one is even smaller. This one will definitely be even smaller due to the presence of 2 lone pair compared to your trigonal pyramidal. Question? No. So you have more names to memorize. But even though you have more names to memorize, guys, saya tak nak kamu hafal. Saya nak kamu hafal 5 yang basic je. Cara kamu nak buat dalam exam exactly like what I do. It's a tetrahedral. Sebab, sorry. Kenapa? Saya pun dah penat kot. Asyik lukis salah je. When you have a tetrahedral, because 4, so basic tetrahedral. Tapi cara saya buat, when I was a student, lone pair 1, sigma bond 3. Bermakna ikatan 3 je lah. So I will cut one of the lone pair, cut one of the bond, replace with the lone pair. Then saya akan nampak dah shape dia. Nampak? And that is my trigonal pyramidal. See that? Okay, same thing macam tadi. Electron domain saya sekarang 3. Sebab tu basic shape saya masih trigonal planar. So that is my trigonal planar. I draw it. But I realize I have one lone pair, 2 bond. So I replace one of the bond with lone pair. So I can see my V shape. Nampak? So perlu ke hafal? Hafal 5 tu je. Budak akan bagi tahu banyaklah nak hafal Miss Wong kalau kamu buka nota saya jadual tu penuh. Betul? Alright? Tak payah hafal macam tu Tengok betul-betul. Okay? Yang ni saya terpaksa go through one by one. I'm sorry sebab saya nak tinggal kerja tu kat kamu. Dan saya takut kamu tak tengok video lah, obviously. So, electron domain yang pertama for trigonal bipyramidal is your sigma plus lone pair. Very important to know how many plus how many. It's a 5. So, basic shape over here is your trigonal bipyramidal. And molecular geometry pun tetap trigonal bipyramidal, takkan ubah. Trigonal bipyramidal looks something like this. Bond angle is a 90 degree and 120 degree. Tak ada isu. Betul. Okay, yang ni standard lah. Kita dah bincang tadi. What happen when we have changes? This one kena dengar betul-betul. Sebab sebelum ni, semua kita boleh buang ikatan suka hati. Tapi kat sini tak boleh. I have 4 plus 1. Still equals to 5. Basic shape still the same. Basic shape adalah bergantung pada electron domain, tetap dapat trigonal bipyramidal. Tapi masalah dunia adalah kita ada 2 bond angle. If you remember your trigonal bipyramidal, let me build my trigonal bipyramidal first. 1 second. If you remember your trigonal bipyramidal, they look something like this. Okay, and my trigonal. Agree? Okay. Nampak trigonalnya? Trigonal bipyramidalnya? Okay. Segitiga. Like this. Okay. So what happened when in this molecule? Listen carefully. Yang tadi kita boleh buang suka hati sebab semua bond angle sama. Over here, I have a 90 degree and I have a 120 degree. Betul? Kalau lone pair nak masuk, where we know the repulsion, daya tolakan lone pair sangat-sangat tinggi. Dia nak masuk kat tempat yang sempit atau tempat yang luas? Anybody?
Luas.
Luas. 90 degree and 120 degree. Siapa luas? 90 darjah dengan 120 darjah. Siapa yang luas?
120.
120.
120. So, orang yang kena keluar. Saya ada 2 yang biru. Alright, kita ada 2 yang biru. Saya ada 3 yang merah. Orang yang keluar mesti adalah salah satu daripada segitiga tersebut. Reason? Bond angle is the widest. That will minimize the repulsion. So, salah satu, mana-mana satu kita akan buang. Ganti dengan our little lone pair. Masuk. Okay? And what would be the shape? What would be the geometry? Yang dah tengok video?
Seesaw.
I don't know whether you can see or not. It's a seesaw way. Do you know what is seesaw? BM panggil apa weh? Benda yang duduk kat taman permainan tu?
Jongkang jongkit.
Jongkang jongkit. Thank you boys. Jongkang jongkit. Can you see your seesaw? Wait, I'm not joking. The name is really seesaw. Aku tulis. Hampa lagi tak percaya kat saya. The geometry is really called seesaw. And you say kimia susah. Weh, benda yang duduk kat taman permainan je weh. And I hope you can see the seesaw. Okay, that is your seesaw. See that? And the bond angle. Saya ada lone pair. Saya masih ada 90 degree. Tapi ditolak oleh lone pair kita. Saya masih ada 90 degree. Tapi lone pair saya tolak. That's why the bond angle become less than 90 degree. And less than 120 degree. Nampak beza? Okay, easy. Alright, nampak better daripada tengok jadual nota saya yang penuh dengan nombor, nama yang pelik-pelik. What is that, Miss Wong? Alright, if you watch the video or you listen carefully, then you'll be good. Okay, video pun saya ajar. Sigma, sekarang 3. Lone pair 2. Masih 5. 5 yang sama bermakna basic shape takkan ubah. Basic shape adalah 100% bergantung pada Trigonal Bipyramidal tersebut. Okay. And looking at the Trigonal Bipyramidal, your geometry, konsep yang sama. Saya ada bond angle 120 kat segitiga. Saya ada bond angle 90 dan saya ada 2 lone pair sekarang. In our structure, I have 2 lone pair. What happens when you have 2 lone pair, guys? Sama macam tadi soalan saya. Buang yang biru atau buang yang merah?
Merah.
Apa merah?
Sebab dia yang paling luas.
But dia paling luas. You know what? When you're doing class at night and it's so late because you want to finish early and you decided to answer my stupid question. Kalau benda yang sama saya tanya kelas pukul 8, I bet 5 minutes no one will on the mic. I think we shall do class at night like this late. Then you will start to answer my question quickly. Betul, Hafizah? Hafizah say, can we do it faster so that I can finish faster and I'm so freaking tired so that I can sleep? Alright, we'll be done soon. You have your 2 lone pair. And the shape. Panggil apa, Hafizah?
T-shape.
And I think it's clear, crystal clear that it's a T-shape. And first question, what would be the bond angle?
Less than 90 degree.
Less than 90 degree je.
Je.
Ada tak less than 20 dah? Kenapa tak ada? Dah habis dah weh. 20 merah tu dah tak ada dah. Betul? Merah duduk sorang-sorang dah. So bond angle will have a huge change over here. Bond angle hanya jadi less than 90. Wow, you only have a T shape. That is what you left. Betul? Nampak? Okay. And last but not least for this, we have one more. Patiently wait. I love it when you answer my questions so fast. Saya jadi excited. I know you're very tired. But the same idiot question if I ask on Monday class, I bet with my life, no one will be answering that quick. Ever. And not only one, bukan saja Hafizah. Hafizah cuma suara dia kuat. Saya dengar 2-3 orang buka mic. And now I know the trick. Oh yes. You guys never treat me well. Okay. Geometry. For this, when you have geometry, when you have 3 sigma, 2 lone pair, 2 sigma, 3 lone pair. Same story. The same story, saya akan buang semua yang duduk kat 120 darjah. My lone pair is missing. My lone pair keep on missing. Mana kertas saya yang lain? Oh, it's fine. I have plenty of that. Duduk lone pair saya. Lone pair saya 3-3 akan duduk kat segitiga tersebut. The same reason. Minimum repulsion. Okay? $1 million question. What would be the geometry right now?
Linear.
Hafizah, because of Hafizah, I think we shall carry forward all our class tonight, like this late. So class akan start bermula 10 malam. Kalau mak kamu tanya komplain sebab apa? Sebab anak kamu nak start jawab soalan pukul 10. Pukul 8 pagi dia tak nak jawab. It's a linear. And I tell you straight away, the bond angle is 180. Why the bond angle is 180? Ingat tak? Segitiga tadi adalah segitiga sama bond angle 120. Kan? Lone pair ni, lone pair 3-3 lone pair ni, okay? Dia akan tolak atas bawah. Dia akan tolak atas bawah. Dia akan tolak. Tapi pada masa yang sama dia tolak kiri, ada lone pair yang akan tolak di kanan. Sebab dia duduk segitiga sama 120 darjah. So the repulsion of the lone pair, the repulsion of the three lone pair actually cancel off each other. Alright? Sebab tu straight ni adalah 180 degree. The straight ini adalah 180 degree because the lone pair cancel off the repulsion. Is that clear? Nampak tak dia bergerak daripada trigonal bipyramidal all the way until whatever we have. Okay, in the exam, model tak ada, betul? So the best way to draw very quickly, lukis je trigonal bipyramidal. Kalau tak ada lone pair, ni lah dia. Kalau trigonal bipyramidal dalam exam kamu lukis, saya ada satu lone pair dan kita tahu lone pair kita hanya boleh ganti pada segitiga tersebut. So buanglah mana-mana kat segitiga, kamu ganti dengan lone pair. That is your seesaw. And you see your seesaw? Dalam exam, this is the best way because you won't have model. Dan kenapa lepas saya ajar 3D looking at the bond angle and everything, I go back to the 2D. At the end of the day, this is what you have. At the end of the day, dalam exam saya takkan minta 3D. Never ever. I will only ask for a 2D. And when you have two lone pair, any one in the segitiga will be replaced by a lone pair. Any two. Ganti dengan lone pair, buang ikatan, ganti dengan lone pair. Contoh exactly like this. You will then get your T shape. Nampak? Okay. So benda yang saya nak tunjuk kat sini guys, jangan tengok pada jadual banyak-banyak tu, lepas tu terus rasa nak give up, terus rasa menyampah kat kimia, terus I know the table is very long, it's a lot of things. Senang je weh. The first table kena hafal. Hafal basic shape. Hafal basic shape. And then there you go, your linear. Nampak? And for the next one, cepat je. Yang neutral tak payah tunjuk. Yang neutral octahedral is exactly what we have. Segi empat, atas bawah. So saya nak tunjuk bila dia ada lone pair je. Alright? I know you're tired, I'm told. Just bear with me for 1 little time. When you have 5 plus 1, still 6, which means your basic shape is still an octahedral. But you have 1 little lone pair. And the bond angle is the same. We go back to one thing. We go back to the bond angle is the same. Replace mana-mana yang hang minat. So I replace anyone that I like with a lone pair. And the name of this, when I have my central atom looking something like this, that is my square bipyramidal. Square pyramidal. Okay? Tadi kamu ada benda ni. I love it when my wall is a white. Okay? That is your octahedral. Betul. So buang pakcik ni. Ganti dengan lone pair satu. So benda ni kita panggil square pyramidal. Bentuk ni kita panggil square pyramidal. Dan saya tak tahu kamu nampak tak? Can you still see the square? And kamu ada satu puncak. Can you imagine the pyramid? And satu piramid je kan? Square pyramidal. Okay? Easy. And the bond angle definitely less than 90. The bond angle definitely less than 90. Sebab repulsion of the lone pair. The same story. Lone pair akan tolak. So dia akan jadi kecil daripada 90. Okay? And the last thing and also the most important for this structure is when your electron domain is your sigma plus lone pair having 4 plus 2. Bila dia 4 plus 2, yang ni kena dengar betul-betul. Dan ingat apa yang saya cakap. Both lone pair must be in opposite direction. Sebab sebelum ni, kalau bond angle dia sama, kita tak pernah kisah kita ambil siapa punya. Betul? Tapi for this case, kalau kamu bermula dengan octahedral, dan saya ada 2 lone pair. Alright, 2 lone pair. 2 lone pair kena duduk pada mana-mana satu. Katakan saya ambil hijau, Asyik ambil merah je, saya ambil hijau. Tak ada masalah sebab dia orang sama. So the first one can take anyone. But your second lone pair must be going into the opposite one. Tadi saya ambil yang ni, the opposite one pakcik ni. So, going into here. Okay? Nampak? Mesti kena in opposite direction for this one. Because, again, same story sayang. Kedudukan dia semua sebab satu je. Electron repulsion. And the name of it is your square planar. Okay, Azri duk letak tangan dah. Saya tak tahu apa maksud dia. Dia duk cakap dengan mak dia ke apa benda. The bond angle is 90, lasting 1 minute. It's a square planar, first and foremost. Nampak segi empat? Nampak segi empat? It's a planar sebab dia akan duduk flat atas sata. Okay, dia akan duduk flat atas sata. Nampak? Dia selari parallel dengan sata kita. That's why it's a square planar. And kenapa bond angle dia 90? Remember that your lone pair boleh cancel off. And your lone pair is sitting in the opposite direction. Kalau yang atas tolak ikatan tu ke bawah, yang bawah akan tolak ikatan tu naik atas balik. So bila yang ni tolak ke bawah, yang ni tolak ke atas, dia duduk flat balik lah. Sebab tu bond angle dia kekal 90 degree. Make sense? And do me one little favor before Saturday. On the Saturday, decide one time. On the Saturday class, question 4 tu, kita akan bincang semua shape dia. Saya akan bagi semua shape dia and then kita decide sama ada dia betul atau salah. Okay? So, you can proceed from your Lewis structure right now, moving to the electron domain to your basic shape, electron domain, basic shape, molecular geometry kalau dia ada lone pair, and bond angle. And we stop there. Okay, kertas kamu still banyak kosong. Leave it first. Okay, question? Boleh? Alright, try. And if you have any question, you can still text me. I'm sorry taking your time too much. And have a good night, have a good day. Hafizah boleh dah. Terima kasih. Thank you sayang jawab soalan saya. Highly appreciate.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Have a good night. Have a good rest.
Thank you.